The secret to success is having the right goals. I think there's a lot of people that are goal-oriented, but we either have the wrong goals or we don't know really how to stick with our goals. And today, I want to share with you the 3 areas of life that if you can set and keep goals in these 3 areas, you will have the right goals and it will lead to success.
'Cause we're gonna be legends. What we're doing here ain't just scary. It's about to be legendary.
Now listen, before we get going on this, I want to make sure that you understand that there's a difference between success and fulfillment. Because by the way, you might say, my goal is I want to drive that car, I want to take that trip, or I want to live in that beautiful house. But you need to understand that having the things in life that you want don't necessarily make you happy. We convince ourselves that they are. And if we convince ourselves that these things will make us happy, then some of your goals that are big, you could be decades in the pursuit of them. And maybe you'll get them or maybe you don't. But either way, when you do get there, if you built your happiness on it, first of all, you might find that you're not as happy as you'd hoped you'd be. And number 2, if you were waiting to be happy until you had them, you may have set yourself up for failure right from day one and made it impossible to ever get that thing because you were practicing on happiness until you had the thing. Does that make sense? So instead, understand that while we're talking about being successful, having the right goals, something is more important than success, and it's fulfillment. Fulfillment is the way that we feel when we're doing things. How do I feel about my life? If driving a certain car would produce a certain feeling, then find a way to produce that certain feeling now. In fact, anything that you think you want, you've got to find a way to advance that benefit to you now. Now, the good news is that in our mind palace, we have the ability to do this. So every day in meditation, take 10 minutes and actually envision yourself having already in possession, having already succeeded and achieved the things that you want, and practice feeling the way that you want to feel, because the feeling that you want is something you should have every day. It reminds me of a story from Ivan Illich before I share these 3 things. It was the man who wanted to have it all, and for him having it all meant that he was going to take the music in his heart, he was going to compose it and unleash it to the world. But when he got married, his wife had other plans for him. You see, she didn't want to be a musician. She thought he'd be one of those starving students. So she said, no, I actually want you to go to, judge school, and I want you to become a magistrate. I want you to become someone of influence and importance. He didn't really want that, but he wanted his wife happy. So he pursued it, and he got there. And he lived his life that way. And decade after decade, he lived the life that his wife wanted him to live. And then he got old. One day, at the end of the book, on his deathbed, his wife was with him. And he turned to her and he said, what if it was all for nothing? And then he died with his music still in his soul. There's a purpose that you and I have in what we want to do, and linking the feelings that we want to achieve to the things that we're trying to do and accomplish. It's really important, which means you got to have the right goals. Your goals need to be centered around 3 different areas of life. And I want you to write these down and take this very serious. The first thing is you need to have goals when it comes to the opportunities that you want to produce for yourself. When I write wealth, what I want you to think of is resources. And when you think of resources, I want you to think of opportunities. What are the opportunities that you can bring into your life because you have wealth goals? Remember, money will not make you happy, but what money can do is open up doors of opportunity that can absolutely have a bearing on your impact, your legacy. And a lot of that stuff can be tied to not just fulfillment, but even greater fulfillment. In my life, my first goal, it was pretty selfish. I wanted to make $10,000 a month for no one else but me and my family. And while I think there's something noble and beautiful about that, it was really all about me. I want that $10,000 a month so that I can finally feel like I'm enough and that I'm a good provider and that I got things figured out to some extent. That's back when I thought that was a lot of money. And I'll tell you that when I got there, I was surprised that the day I quit my job, that made me really happy. But the money really didn't. All the money did was provide opportunity. I had to learn how to self-generate my own happiness instead of counting on a result or an income or an amount of money or net worth to do that for me. The second area that you want to have goals in is your health. 5 years ago, I got on a stage practically naked in front of 1,000 people and did one of those physique competitions. And I was down to like a 5% body fat. And at the time, I had been struggling in my life with my image, my self-image, the way that I felt about myself, part of my confidence level. And I did this competition saying, surely if I'm at a 5% body fat, then I will be happy. I realized that happiness was a choice, not a byproduct of looking a certain way. I always possessed the ability to feel that way. So why am I saying, first of all, before I share the third, that these are worthy goals? I'm going to leave that enigma for you until just a few more minutes. The third area that you want to have goals in is with your relationships. And when I say relationships, guess who that starts with? That starts with you. Your relationship with yourself needs to be one of self-love. In fact, the degree to which you can love yourself is the extent to which you can love others. So by the way, if you have self-hatred or self-loathing, or you practice self-deprecation, or telling yourself you're an idiot or you're stupid at this but maybe good at that, if you have any of that negativity in your relationship with yourself, chances are you judge everyone else that way. And so if you can't be kind to yourself, then you're going to struggle to be kind to other people. You got to get your life in order with yourself, and then from there it extends to your loved ones and family, and then strangers on this planet. Having a relationship that is positive with everyone here. Having goals in all three of these arenas is all about what really produces fulfillment. And you know what that is? Growth. It is a need of the soul. The soul needs to grow. It needs to expand. People come to me because they're like, Chris, I want to make millions in real estate. Great, let's do that. People come to me, they're like, Chris, help me get my healthy body. Great, we can change the belief system. We can do that. Chris, I need help with my relationships. They're on fire. I need to douse them, and then I need to get them on fire the right way with passion and love and not hatred and anger. And the reality is we can address that too. A lot of people live imbalanced because they only focus on one area or the other. But it's when you focus on the trifecta of all three of those that you feed something that the soul hungers for. It's hungering for growth. It's hungering for progress. And the second area of the soul that it loves is it loves to contribute. It wants to know, how are we going to make this world a better place? And I'm fortunate today, my wife and I, every month we launch one of our charitable goals, and this month we get to go to the hospital and we get to, deliver a tower of blankets to people deeply in need. And we're warming up the world, and that's an expression of love. That love has to start from within. And so, my friend, when it comes to setting goals that are the right goals that matter, yes, achieving things is awesome, don't get me wrong. But the pursuit of achievement, the pursuit of being better, the pursuit of nobility, being better today than I was the day before, the pursuit of stepping into my potential, this is what feeds the soul. It's not to have the thing that you're after. Instead, it's to just know that you're engaged in the journey of growth. So here's my advice, my friend. When it comes to wealth, health, and relationships, have meaningful goals in each one of them that push you. And it's not about ever getting to the achievement or actually getting what you want. And if it is, then expand and just keep on moving and keep pushing it out there. And the real secret is learning to be happy in the journey along the way. My friend, those are the right goals. Those are the things that can leave you deeply fulfilled when you're feeling growth in your life, when you're feeling contribution in your life. If you're experiencing that in all three areas, then whether you ever become mega wealthy or maybe have the sexiest body on the planet or whatever it is you're going for, you can learn how to be happy now. Best wishes with that, my friend. Hey, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. If you have any comments, please leave them below. And if you want to like this video and share it with some other people, I'd appreciate that. And if you go to the description below, you're going to learn about one of my upcoming events where I teach you how to have it all. I actually go into the science of the how and also the art of achievement and what it looks like to produce and make millions of dollars, have the body that you want, produce the relationships you want. This is my passion, because my real passion is an understanding that when we're growing and we're living in our potential instead of being outside of it, that's when we get the greatest fulfillment of all. So come check out those links to come learn how you can engage with me, or pick up my book for free so I can get you started on the journey of making your first $1 million, even if you're starting from nothing. Take care, my friends. Talk soon.